I guess we're into the final round. We should finish off with the UFC, some F1 and a bit of golf.
Yeah, big final round. So let's kick it off. Ding, ding. UFC 273. Let's go. Do you want to go from the top down or the other way?
If you want to...
down to top.
Down top?
I don't know if we need to talk about the prelims too much, but I think you've picked out two there for a good reason. But we'll go into the middleweights. Yeah,
the only things I noticed from the prelims, I really like the fight between Anthony Hernandez and Josh Fremd, a 3-round battle. And Ian Gary, the big Irishman, he's 9-0 in his MMA career. If the UFC can go off the Irish response to Conor McGregor, I think
tapping in that market. Once again.
I think he'll be pushing for a ranking pretty shortly. Also, a good 3-round fight. They were the highlights for me out of the prelims.
Yeah, the other prelim was the heavyweight fight, which we thought was going to be
Rosenstrike and
Rosenstrike's one was cancelled.
Do we know why?
His opponent had an injury and pulled out real late.
Marcin Tybura.
Maybe it was COVID related. Yeah. No, it was the old fellas because and I can't say his name.
Shock me. Which one?
It was his 60th fight, so he won it by submission. If I can find the prelims, it was. Maybe it was even earlier. This one.
This one, Alex Olniak versus Jared Vander.
Yeah. Vandera,
60th win for Oleg in this. And this was a fight we were talking about because Kevin Gastelum had the two cancelled because he had to fight Duplessis. And I think Dupe pulled out. And then they put in this heavyweight fight. Then they bumped this out. And then they put in that that lightweight fight there as the 5th one to round out the pay-per-view. So, but it was interesting. Another submission for him with his classic... it wasn't an Anaconda choke, but it was his choke, and he's well known for
scarf hold.
The scarf hold. Yeah, there you go.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, so he's 60 wins.
He's 44, turning 45.
Wow,
I think that was. I thought I'd bring it up. Anyway.
Main card. Yeah, let's get into it. So kicked off with the Dane Mark Madsen defeating Vince Pichel. Olympic wrestler, 3 times to the Olympics, silver medalist, and you could tell he was a wrestler. Very hard in his ground game and takedown defense. This one went the distance, but he was unanimous winner there.
Did he show much stand up, or is he very clearly?
It was very clearly.
He's got a strong suit.
Very clearly wanted to go to the ground, but also outstruck Vince in this one. Vince is 39, has a lot of UFC fights under his belt. I think the best thing he had going for him was that mo. It was a very, very strong mustache. It'd be interesting to see where his career...
1 to Monk's, where's it?
Monk's Caterpillar is probably about 3 out of 10, and Vince would be a strong 9.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a marked difference.
Delicious.
Yeah. It's old-timey boxer style kind of mustache.
Stick 'em up. Those kind of vibes, Maybe a Peaky Blinders, if you will. Bit of Peaky. If you put a hat on him, he could have been an Arthur, whatever their surname is, Shelby. Peaky Blinders reference. Women's strawweight, Mackenzie Dern beats Tisha Torres, the tiny tornado. Imagine getting your ass kicked by a 5'1" lady, because I'm sure she could do it to all members of this panel, but it wasn't meant to be in this one. I think Mackenzie Dern was 5th ranked in the strawweight. Tisha was 7th. It was really quite close in terms of the lead up. Hard one to punt on.
Yeah, I think Dern in this fight probably pushed the pace and controlled more of the fight to get the win. I don't think either of them really did big damage to the other in this. But yeah, Dern was the better of the two from what I saw. Interesting when we were previewing this fight and we were looking at Tisha Torres, and she's got a lot of losses, and then we were looking at the chicks that she's lost to. Namajunas, all the big
Zhang Weili, Joanna Jedrzej back in the day.
The cream of the crop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The losses have come to elite talent. So maybe this Mackenzie Dern might be showing a little bit. 5th ranking. Can she move up the rankings after beating someone below her? Possibly, but you probably wouldn't, be shooting up those rankings anytime soon.
I think the main thing for her in this fight is, one, she made weight really well because she had struggled with that in the past, and she looked like lean and really strong, which she hadn't in her previous fights.
Yeah.
She definitely, she had the kid a year ago, I think, or a year and a half ago. So to get back into the shape and kind of commit yourself to it, it's all to her. So
she
definitely
gets a crack at someone else in the top 5 now.
Yeah.
You can't go backwards from
that.
that.
Well, I know they just booked Zhang and Joanne again, so that'll be
so whoever's left in the top 5.
Mm-hmm. Carla Esperiza or Marina Rodriguez, perhaps. There's another Chinese lady there, Yan Xiaomin. That could be the upcoming fights for Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
Into the welterweight, Khamzat Chimaev getting the win over Gilbert Burns. A lot of people had Khamzat here to get the victory before the 3 rounds was up. It was the 11th ranked Khamzat in taking on Burns was 2. Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously Khamzat just shooting up the rankings.
Definitely fast track.
He's fast tracked. A lot of people see him as perhaps someone that might be able to take on Kamaru Usman.
Great size
going forward, but this wasn't a walkover for him by any means.
No, it definitely showed he belonged. Like you can see that, and he also showed that Gil Burns is, a killer in this division. Number 2, he took all the shots, gave plenty back.
Yeah.
They definitely rocked each other back and forth. This was a great fight. So, I think he potentially could have judged it either way. But with same thing with Hazmat, kind of controlling the pace, pushing it. Burns very much late, trying to just throw big haymakers, the big overhands to try and knock his opponent down. A couple of those did land, but I think Hazmat did more than enough to show that he had the class there and the competitive resolve there. Won the technical part of the fight more than the Burns did.
I think the biggest thing for him was went deep into the match as well and was still competitive, striking and just keeping the pressure on the whole game. Interestingly enough, it's probably just timing of it, but the rankings haven't been updated yet, so he's still sitting 11th.
Yeah, they won't.
But that happens in a day or 2.
Yeah. He will go probably 2-2, and if he's not 2, he'll be right up there.
So does he get a crack straight away at Usman, or does he have to go through Colby?
Well, I think
No. So
because Edwards is.
I was listening to Pat McAfee. Shout out to another podcast out there.
Equal level.
I think
pretty much the same.
He was on WrestleMania during the week, so shout out to him.
Got stone colded.
Pretty sure it was this fight. He was talking to Dana White, and I think they said it's going to be Covington.
Again?
Yeah. No, sorry. Kazmat will go up against Covington.
Oh, Kazmat. Okay. That makes sense because then Usman probably gets Edwards, and then the winner of the Hazmat and Covington fight will then get the winner of the title.
The other one. I guess semis into a final.
Yes.
Idea.
I think that was the rumor.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And we like spreading rumours on the internet.
As I said, strong assertive statements.
Bantamweight?
Yeah, the big upset of the card in Aljamain Sterling getting the win over a heavier fancied Poirier Yan.
Yeah, from what I saw, Yan probably fought this angry, and I definitely saw a lot of people saying this online that he came out. He definitely looked more dangerous on the feet than Sterling did, but then Sterling out wrestled him, especially the second and third round, and played a better game plan in the first. And they were the rounds he won, and Yan got the last 2, and only one judge gave the first to Yan. So a really, really close fight across the board. And Yan actually kind of took the wrestling in the last two rounds as well to get himself back in this fight. So yeah, after where he was after the third round to get back and win the championship rounds, just shows that he definitely belongs up there. And they'll probably run this back at some point. Sounds like TJ Pillishaw from Sterling and his call out.
That was the literal words that he used, wasn't it?
Yes. And TJ takes everything.
Well, he did. Yeah, he got caught for blood doping, which isn't actually pills, but
Yes, no.
But
we know. We understand.
That's right. Yeah, TJ blood doping ashore doesn't have the same ring to it.
Doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
No, that's right. TJ EPO ashore, not quite as good.
What was
sounds like something we'd come up with?
How did Jan get received by the crowd? I remember you guys talking about that last week.
I didn't have the volume on, so I didn't hear
It wasn't
Not
too bad.
It wasn't as bad as in England.
No.
The Russians really got booed heavily in England, but still not a warm, receptive welcome for the Russian fighter. Do you think Aljamain, this would obviously it's going to be a massive confidence booster, but it might be a bit of a fuck you as well because after getting the win from Puerto being DQ'd, and
a lot of people saying you milked
it, you didn't deserve it, and no way that Aljamain Sterling wanted to become a world champion like that in front of no crowd, mind you.
Well, he had the belt, and then Jan had the interim champion's belt, so he had a belt. So he's definitely beaten a champion to win, so he can take a lot of credit from that.
Exactly,
and he fought like a very good technical game plan fight to stick to his level, to stick to what he does best, and take that away from Jan, and really get Jan out of his game plan and what he should have been doing. Instead of just probably going in there a bit angry and a bit too aggressive. So, and he paid for it in those first two, in the round 2 and 3. So.
Yep. Good on you, Aljamain, in a night that was a favourites night, essentially. We're even working through a lot of those prelims. A lot of it went to script. It was good to see a big upset as a neutral fan. And in this one, not a neutral fan. home bias, Aussies rule and skill.
Home bias right here.
Alex Volkanovski.
The great.
Alex the Great, Volkanovski, from down the road, from where we are podcasting, up in Wollongong, Australia. Windang is where they bill him from. It's an area inside of Wollongong.
Maybe he should be playing for the Dragons. They could win some games.
Yeah, I don't know if a 5'6", 64 kilo man would
prop. He was a prop.
He was a prop. He used to play at 104 kilos. I know it's been spoken about heavily on Joe Rogan. Some interesting conversions in that episode between pounds and kilos.
Quick maths.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of quick maths or slow maths did occur on the world's biggest podcast between those two. Pretty hard not to like how Volk went about his business here.
His hand speed was just so much quicker than
his striking was a class above. And the zombie lived up to his nickname. He can take a punch, that is for sure.
He took plenty of punishment. And, they didn't. He finished the fight standing knockout essentially. It was a good call from Herb to jump in there and save him for this one.
Definitely,
because he was taking a lot of punishment and he's too tough for his own good. That's how he got the name The Zombie. But I wonder if he came into it maybe a little bit nervous, of course, being his title fight. Probably his last opportunity as well, because I think he's 35 or 36. He's up there in years. And, he just looked so much slower in the first round. Maybe it looked a little bit better in the second, but then when Volk started landing again, it just it was too late by that point. He was just way too much for him. So.
Volker didn't take too much punishment in this one, not like the Ortega fight where he went very, very close to getting choked out in that fight. Do you think moving forward he'll be looking to fight again? He definitely has to fight again this year. You'd think?
Probably towards the end of the year.
Maybe sort of September, October this year. Who does he get? Will they try and go Max Holloway again?
I think the Holloway, the
trilogy.
The trilogy is
they've already done 3, haven't they? Because we've spoken about this. It'll be the first, and we didn't know what to call it because there hasn't been in.
What do they call it in movies?
I don't know.
Once they get to 4, they're usually not too good.
Well, Fast and the Furious has been milking it for all it's been worth for quite some time. But I think it.
We might have been talking about for Usman Covington.
Usman and Covington because they've only had 2.
Yeah.
So we don't have to come up with the quadrupleology or whatever word we decide to go with. Hopefully the UFC helps us out with.
Hopefully they'll make someone out.
Usman and Colby.
I'll just call it 4.
Maybe.
Awesome, foursome.
How old is the Zombie? Is he 35? He's ranked 5th as well. Coming up in here, Volk's starting to clean out the division a little bit.
He was ranked 4th, 35. Volk's 33. As well, so not too far behind.
Chicken.
Yeah.
The person I suppose that we forget about in there is Yair Rodriguez as well. Yeah. Will he get another chance? He
lost to Holloway. So Holloway's got to be the.
It's got to be the next.
It's either that
the next title fight.
Does he step up one division? Go to the.
Interesting. He could, as a bloke that used to running around at 100 kilos.
Maybe, but he gives up a lot of height. And
Well,
size
he's already
as well.
short.
This is
He's already
big
short as a
lightweight.
featherweight.
Huge,
He's
yeah.
already as short as a featherweight.
I
So
don't know. I don't like it.
Or does he need to just sit on his throne,
Yeah.
sit on his throne and say, you know, whoever you want to bring to me?
yeah, well, that's his 4th title defense now, is it? Or winning it and then 3 defenses.
Who did he beat originally? Aldo?
Yeah, and then he's beaten Holloway twice, Ortega, Zombie, 4 defenses. I'll just stay there and keep winning.
He won it off Holloway, so he's had the 3 defenses.
3 defenses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just stay there and keep winning for a little bit. Make
paid.
someone challenge him. There's no reason why Holloway can't go out and beat him as well, taking off our Aussie glasses.
Holloway fights have been very close, and obviously the Ortega fight could have also gone
exactly,
against
yeah.
him, kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
it was
he's not, kind of.
no ahead of the
He did
elites
show
in that
this one
in that
against
division.
Zombie that he's definitely Zombie being a fifth place there, but he's definitely a head above. But he needs that Holloway Ortega kind of competition. So.
Yeah.
Well, do you go like Holloway Ortega first?
Make them go against each
Well,
other.
that was Holloway and Rodriguez. So they've
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
already done
And
that.
Holloway smacked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good competitive fight, but Holloway's there.
Like to see that going forward in Australia, maybe if we open
Fingers
up.
crossed.
Ooh, yeah.
A bit more, be nice.
Has he fought in Australia? Probably not.
Nothing big.
They haven't been back yet.
Yeah.
Since COVID.
Because
Yeah, you've
Whitaker
got
and
Volk there.
Izzy was
Yeah,
the last
Travis.
big
That's
one,
his-
wasn't it?
That was Holloway.
I don't even think that was here. That was
in Melbourne.
no. Oh, the last one.
Yep.
Their their
2018.
grand final.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
that
Volk
was just
hasn't
before COVID.
Yeah.
fought in Australia since he fought Jeremy Kennedy in February 2018 at UFC 221.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the November 2019 was the last UFC in Australia.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before that pandemic.